Well, I thought the best way to possibly spend Super Bowl weekend was to be reviewing the 2022 Oscar nominations. So, it's a beautiful day outside. Everyone's outside enjoying the nice weather, but we're going to be here talking about movies because what else is there to talk about? Got my drink here and I'm super relaxed, so grab a snack, grab a drink, sit down on the couch, and let's get right into these 2022 Oscar nominations. So I'm going to state right off the bat that it's a little bit disappointing that the Academy has decided starting in 2024 that they're going to start seeking out these diversity quotas for their movies. And look, I have nothing against diversity or getting an inclusive cast into a movie. What I do have a problem with, though, is sort of enforcing these rules on what used to be an extremely sought after and artistic award show such as the Oscars. Now, say what you will about enforcing these diversity quotas, but I do feel like there is some artistic integrity lost when you're telling a director like Denis Villeneuve or like Denzel Washington that they must have a person of indigenous properties or a person of color as the leading actor. Regardless of what the story is about, regardless of what they're trying to convey in the movie, they must meet certain criteria in order for them to win an Academy Award. And, my personal opinion is that I think this is a really bad idea. It sort of takes away from the artistic nature of movies or of film and why I fell in love with the medium in general. When I watch a movie, I'm not really looking at the color of the characters. I'm not really considering like the political climate of which the movie was made. And those are really important considerations, but I think you're like me. You go to the movies to escape from reality, to see a world that you can't go to in real life, right? So the Academy is trying to enforce some policies that they think are smart, but you can let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll try not to talk too much about politics, but that's my 2 cents on the subject. So let's get a few big categories out of the way. I'm pretty much just going to go down the list in order, but actor in a leading role. We have Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom, Will Smith in King Richard, and Denzel Washington in The Tragedy of Macbeth. Personally, I think this is going to go to either Denzel Washington or Will Smith. I did not see The Tragedy of Macbeth, but I know it's an A24 movie and Denzel Washington is one of the best actors alive today. But I personally think that it should go to Andrew Garfield from Tick, Tick, Boom. If you watch that movie, you know that he consumed this role and he really transformed his identity to convey the life of this man in Tick, Tick, Boom, and I think he deserves a nomination, and I think he deserves the win. But we'll see what happens. My assumption is it's going to go to Denzel Washington, so let's see. All right, next we have actor in a supporting role, and you can see the choices on the screen. I'm not going to go read them off. A few of these movies I haven't seen, like I haven't seen Belfast or Coda or Being the Ricardos, but I have a sweet spot for J.K. Simmons, and I've heard he really nails the role of Fred from I Love Lucy. So I'd like to see him get the win. I'm a big fan of his work, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know who's going to win, but my pick is going to be J.K. Simmons, even though I haven't seen the movie. All right, let's move on to actress in a leading role. So on screen, you can see the nominations. I really like Jessica Chastain. She was in a great HBO miniseries this year called Scenes from a Marriage. That was really excellent. I recommend checking it out. I didn't see The Eyes of Tammy Faye, although I know it's on HBO Max as well, so hopefully I get to check it out sometime later this year. So I think she would be a person I'd be happy about winning. But I do really think that Kristen Stewart in Spencer, a movie that I did see this year, deserves this win. She really nailed the role of Princess Diana in Spencer. And if you've seen that movie, she really, took it a level up from Kristen Stewart's previous roles, which she's a great actress as well. Like, I think her and Jessica Chastain can go toe-to-toe. And despite what you think of Kristen Stewart, I think she's an excellent actress. All right, next up we have actress in a supporting role. I do think this is going to go to Ariana DeBose from West Side Story. Although Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench, she's always nominated for everything she's in. I also really liked Kristen Dunst in The Power of the Dog, but I just got to give it to Ariana DeBose. It's a breakout role for her, and everyone that I talked to that saw West Side Story this year could only talk about the lead actress or supporting actress, I guess. But to me, she was more of a lead, and that's why I think she's going to win this award. All right, my favorite category, cinematography. To me, there's no question that this goes to Dune. It has the best cinematography out of any of these movies in this list. Tragedy of Macbeth, A24, it's got great cinematography in black and white. It looks beautiful. Nightmare Alley, I think they released 2 versions of this movie. I don't know what the difference between them was, but to me, there's no question that Dune wins this. You can lock that in, call up Vegas, make a bet. It's gonna win. Just trust me on that one. Okay, so for directing, this could go any way, and this is a huge nomination. Huge. It's 9 times out of 10, the director that wins the Academy Award goes on to win the Best Picture. I don't know if that's going to be the case this year. There's a lot of good options. But I would love to see Licorice Pizza, my man PTA. I would love to see him win. But I could see it going to Power of the Dog, Jane Campion. It was one of those movies that really touched the Academy's hearts. But I still want to see Licorice Pizza. It was like one of my favorite movies this year. So who knows? But my bet is on Power of the Dog. But I'm just letting you know I would love to see Licorice Pizza win. All right, let's go to visual effects. Again, it's the same story. Dune, I think it wins out of any of these. Spider-Man. I did see Spider-Man, and I thought it was cool, but Dune had the best visual effects, like no question. And if it doesn't win, that's kind of a travesty. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Adapted screenplay. I only really saw Dune and Power of the Dog, but out of these, I'm not sure. I think it could go anyway, but I've heard really good things about Drive My Car. I still need to see that. I don't know where it's showing in Chicago, but we'll have to find time to go see it. Okay, original screenplay. Out of all of these, again, I got to give it to either Licorice Pizza or King Richard. I think these were both really, really well-paced movies, and the screenplay has a lot to do with that. Licorice Pizza, to me, it seemed like they were a lot of improvisational scenes, but you never know with these actors and actresses. In Paul Thomas Anderson movies, everything is perfectly curated, and the screenplay plays a big part there. And I would love to see Licorice Pizza win, but I also think King Richard is worth your time. It's a good movie. I really got into it, and the screenplay was very good as well. And finally, we have Best Picture. Now, I'm going to talk about each of these movies. The ones I've seen, of course. I haven't seen Belfast or Coda. I'm halfway through Don't Look Up. It's not my favorite movie. I think it's a little bit on the nose, and it's a little bit too political for my taste. But it's a well-directed movie, I will say that, and it's got a lot of big actors in it. So if that's your jam, go check out Don't Look Up. But I don't see it winning either. I know why it's nominated. It has to do with the politics of the movie. It's got nothing to do with whether or not it's a artistically centric movie that deserves an Academy Award, because it doesn't, right? But Don't Look Up, I don't think it's going to win either. I think it's just up there for political reasons. Drive My Car, again, I really want to see this one. It's got really good reviews, and it's one of those movies that I could see really enjoying, but I haven't seen it yet. And then we have Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. Right now, I'm willing to rule out King Richard, Nightmare Alley, and West Side Story from contention. I just don't think they were strong enough. And West Side Story was really just like a shot-for-shot adaptation of the 1960s musical. So I don't see that winning. But I would love to see if they, during the Academy Awards, do some sort of musical montage for this movie. I thought it was enjoyable, but it's not going to win. Nightmare Alley also was very good. If you're into film noir and sort of like detective-style movies, I think it did a really effective job. But I just don't think the Academy is going to go for it. Licorice Pizza, again, I would love to see it win, but I just don't think it's going to. And Dune, same reason, like it's not an Academy-style movie. So if I had to guess, my prediction and my money is on The Power of the Dog winning Best Picture. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of these other movies, like Drive My Car, obviously it's a foreign film, Parasite won as well a couple of years ago. So we'll see if that can happen as well. But I haven't seen the movie, I can't say. But I really think Power of the Dog is going to win. I don't know if it necessarily deserves to. It's not my favorite movie of the year. In fact, it didn't even make my list for top movies of the year. But I do think it's going to win. It's either going to be that or Belfast. It just has all of the characteristics of the movies that the Academy loves. So those are the big movies of this year, the big awards that were nominated. And I want to know what you think is going to win. And I guess if you're watching this after the Academy Awards, after March 27th of this year, of 2022, you might be laughing at me, being like, Jeremy, you're ridiculous. Like, Don't Look Up was obviously going to win Best Picture and Best Cinematography. It was not going to go to Dune. Like, what are you talking about? But if you're watching this before then, which I hope you are, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to hear what you think is going to win Best Picture. And I'll see you next time at the movies. Thanks for watching.